Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. I'd like to start. Well, almost start. Well, go ahead. I'm starting. Well, I have that lens over the camera, and this one is for me so that I can look right into it without putting a pair of didymiums on. We are going to make a dolphin pipe. I have actually, let's start from scratch. Why not? Huh? That sounds like a plan. We can try to do it within the time limit that I usually have of what? Oh, yeah, 30 minutes or so, 20 minutes actually. And if somebody comes in and has a request, we'll consider doing something down the line. Okay, this is going to be, as it says, a dolphin pipe. And I think I'm going to give it some blue exotic for the body. And I'm going to encase it and make it look as best as I can. And let's see what we can do here. And what I'm doing is sort of pulling it out, folding it over, and pulling it out again. And this is sealing up itself as it goes. Actually, I don't need to put that in my mouth yet. So I'll put it to the side. And now it's just stacking onto itself around the rim of where I just sort of like coil potting, but comes out a little thinner and a little wider. Thinner as in thickness, but wider as in diameter of side to side that you're putting it up. Anyway, and again, I haven't got too many um, members or subscribers on the tobacco pipe or the piping hot art channel yet. So I don't expect, maybe somebody might show up, who knows. Um, on my other channel, I've got close to 600, well, 500 and close to 570 at 668. I mean, 568. Anyway, so what I'm doing again is basically coil potting, but in a little bit different, what I call the fold and pull coil. You fold it over, pull it up, fold it over, pull it up. You can continue that all the way around and continue that until you got a nice little tube going on. And it does a pretty nice job, if you ask me, without too much trouble. A few air bubbles once in a while, but it gives it character. Right, right. Um, and with that, I'm going to continue. Like I said, I'm going to get that one off and grab for another. There we go. It's getting a little short. Nothing terrible, but it's better to have plenty to go with. And then I'm going to take some, I think 9 or 10 mil rod, and then I'm going to encase this tubing. And as it's doing this now, it's going to come out very, very paisley-like. Each one of these folds that you see, the color ripples, and also you can see in the rods that I'm using, or the tubes or the rods that I made up. Excuse me a second. Got unwanted bugs flying around me. Got to get rid of them. Anyway, you can see the color variations and swirls of color going on inside the rod that I'm using, which is again encased um, exotic that I've already picked up and done with. It looks like he wants to bug me again. There, threw him out the window. Threw him out the door this time. That'll stop him for another 5 minutes until he gets back in here, right? Okay. And I think I'm gonna not make this too big. So we're going to go ahead and start to seal this up, round it in, as it were. And that's going to be the top. Let's see how well it sealed itself. Oh, Lord. Here we go. There we go. And what is it? You get hot glass in your hand, you have an itch. Okay. At this point, I've only been using the 10 liter per minute. I'm going to kick in the 5 liter per minute as well. And that'll kick a little extra oomph on the flame, as it were. There's a few slight leaks, but what I'm going to do now is sort of push pull. That helps collapse the leaks and also seals all those welds together. Good evening to whoever turned on and started watching. Thanks for being there. Good evening to me. I know it might be morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching it. Time zones. Never have gotten the hang of that. What I'm doing is some tubing for the dolphin pipe. I did some encasing, or not really encasing yet, but I did sort of like a coil pot method to make the tubing from scratch. What I'm doing now is I made sure it was sealed together well, and now I'm narrowing it down, and then I'm going to layer clear glass over the whole thing, sort of encasing it. And you can see all of these ripples going on in there. A little hot still. There it goes. You can cool. It's cooling down now. You can start to see those color ripples of, and they turn out really nice once you layer it all in. And it's all one of a kind, never to be reproduced or repeated ever the same way again. And now I'm going to layer clear over the whole thing at least once. I'm going to kick it up a notch. There we go. And as I layer this clear, I am slowly but surely turning the rod and heating up as I go and turning the rod. And what's happening there is that it's heating it more evenly and melting more evenly in the rod itself. It makes a difference in the long run. So basically roll it on and keep turning it. And the way I'm doing it is counterclockwise in my right hand. If that gives you any questions or indications of what's going on. I'm surprised I haven't done a dolphin pipe yet. I'm going to do some more elaborate pipes as we go along and get into doing some water pipes too, which is not my strong point, but I want it to make it my strong point. So we'll go from there. Dolphins have porpoise. Okay. I know I have some bad puns in my mind, but it makes me who I am, and I'm glad who I am. At this point in life, anyway. And again, I continue. What I'm doing is layering clear over this, one line at a time. And then once I've encased it completely, I will flare it, not flare it, but blow another layer, blow this whole thickness into the piece. Got like about 2 or 3 more lines of this clear to go over. It's doing rather well. There we go. That's getting a little bit torqued for the fingers. So we get another one and add that one later. Warm it in, layer it over. And again, I'm sort of turning slightly counterclockwise as I put this on. Good evening, people. Glad to see that you're showing up. I'm doing the tubing for this dolphin pipe. I did a coil pot type situation first, and then I layered it in clear. And now I'm going to start making this into a pipe, dolphin pipe. I haven't checked to see if anybody said anything in the chat room yet, but we'll go there. No live chat yet. That's okay. I'll live with it. I can see what's going on in the chat room, so if you type something up, I will see it and answer your question if you have one. Ah, so let's go from there. Now what I'm going to do is start at the very top. And as I've lined the whole thing, you can see all those ripples, and each one has sort of like a line, and sometimes there's an air gap. But as I start at the top and work my way towards the bottom of this thing, most of the air is forced out through those lines to give you a nice seal and a nice encasement. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it does a pretty good job. Gives it character, as it were. Oh, yeah. It's going along quite nicely. Now I'm blowing it out. And as I blow it out, it sort of pressurizes the lines and lets the air, sort of a reverse vac stack, I guess, in some respects. Not as perfect as a vac stack. Looking really good so far. Halfway there as far as the tubing. But I don't know if I'm going to use the whole thing for the dolphin pipe or not, but we shall see. Now, a lot of my pipes I do are what I call stealth mode type pipes, in that it it sort of, you could sit it out where somebody could look at it and it looks like a dolphin. And then when you start using it, then they know it's a dolphin pipe. It looks like I left a large gap. It's getting there. Matter of fact, I'm going to nudge it on a little bit more. Okay. There we go. More heat on the inner ring. Get it all nice and melting down. I should get the other 5 liter per minute concentrator on this thing, and it'll melt the outside ring would have a little bit more oomph to it. Giving it a little twist because I missed a layer. Just trying to bring it in and seal it up. Okay, here we go. I think I got the tubing the way I want it. And now we're just going to make sort of like the banana shape. Here we go. I'm going to blow it out just slightly, fatten it up, and then curve it around. Oh yeah, doing really good. For some reason, I want to do this backwards, but I'm going to do it anyway. On second thought, no. Got to blow this side, make it a little wider. Where I got the punte on the end of this is going to be where the tail is, and I was making it reverse, and I was fixing that mistake. Luckily, I hadn't gone too far yet. Here we go. Looking good now. Looking like a dolphin yet? Oh yeah, right. Thanks for being out there, guys. You do make a difference to me. And now we're going to do the back end of this guy. Bring him narrowing down and taper him out where the tail is going to be. Here we go. Okay, now it's time to put the dorsal fin on. Let's see, what color should I use? Here we go. Nice contrasting color. Here we go. Folding it back and forth. A little thicker than what I like to play with it, but it's doing the job. Almost there. Having enough. Now pull it back. Keep curving. Keep curving. Okay. Nice dorsal fin going on. Making sure it's well welded on. Okay, now we're going to do the dorsal fin. Got a little off-sided, but it'll do fine. There you go. Moved it over slightly. It's not where you want it to be. Nudge it in the right direction. Okay. Now I'm going to make the nose out of the same material that I just made the dorsal fin out, but the nose is going to be hollow. So I'm going to add a little right here to the end and blow it out. You know what I should have done, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to pull this off first, and then get tubing a little thin right at the end. You do that just by blowing in it and watching. Pull this off for a little bit. If you have any questions, type them in the chat room. I can see them. Or chat with each other. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the body, but not very long and not very wide. That should be about enough. This will be with a carburetor, or what they call a carb, I guess. Might narrow that down a little later. Okay, now we'll do the eyes, since we're here. You can put eyes on your animals that you do. They're the windows to the soul. People always look for the eyes. Don't know why. And if you're making something for somebody, like a bear or an elephant or whatever, even in a pipe, you ask them what color eyes would they like on their animal, and they'll have a preference, believe me. Well, most of the time they do anyway. Okay, now we're going to do the front fins. There we go. One down. Excuse me. Yeah, getting over a cough that's taken forever. That phlegm that likes to keep coming up. Yuck. Okay, almost there. Pull it out a little bit more. Pull it over. Pull it out. And there we go for those two things. Front two fins done. Now, make sure they're sealed in well. Now I'm going to blow out the hole for the bowl on the bottom belly here. Now, you do not need a very big hole. What happens is when you press or compress the bowl, it flares out the hole itself. And if it doesn't, you can flare it out a little bit yourself. When you try to say that it's going to work, it didn't work. It stayed kind of tiny. Usually it flares out with the rest of it. Warming up. Okay. Sometimes you got to do this too. I'm going to have to go ahead and blow this bowl back out and redo it because the hole did not come out the size that I want. And you can do this, just a matter of heating it up and blowing it out slowly. It's getting there. Okay, getting right there. That pin's getting a little in the way. Move it out. Okay, now we're going to blow the bubble again. A little bit bigger this time. Get the rim ready. And this time, really make sure that it's nice and warm around the hole. Nice red ring. Press and blow. That's better. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Now, also, sometimes the hole isn't quite center where you want it. And you can heat up the sides a little bit and nudge it in the right direction. Okay, we ready for that? Now let's warm it out for a little bit. I'm going to keep it going. I've got to blow a hole for the front end here, and then I'm going to work on the back end. Now to get the hole for the mouth out, you can do one or two methods, and I'll do one and then I'll do the other. If you do it right, you can just seal up the hole in there and blow it out. See? Tweezers. And the other method, which I'm going to do anyway, even though I got it nice, is where you sort of seal it back up. I'll do that. You don't have to seal it back up. Yours would still be sealed. And then you heat up just the tip, pinch, pull, make it really, really thin, and then nip it off. And that also makes a nice little hole there at the end. There we go. Look at that. The wind's blowing that thing right around. That's what I made today also on my other channel. Oops. 3,000 things to do in 5 minutes to do it all in. There we are. It cracked a little bit, but nothing terrible. That was due to my timeline. Seal it right back up. It's hot enough and doable. Tweezers. Nope, these. I really stressed it out. It's getting there. Yeah, I didn't keep it warm enough. Dang it. Oh, we're getting there though. Fairly nice sealing back up. No big problems. There we go. Now I'll put a. Let's try the grippers. The new grippers I got. See if we can't finish off the back end of this guy. I don't like the angle. Let's do what I always do. Cold weld it. What I'm going to do here is a cold weld right here at the end of the nose. There we go. That'll break off later. There we go. Now let's sort of keep it going. Taking a little longer than 30 minutes, I guess. All of those cracks sealed right up. That's a good thing. Going back over it again just to make sure. And that's a yes. And now we're going to narrow down the tail, where the tail is going to be anyway. I usually do an S curve to the back, like so. And it makes the pipe situation, where you're lipping it and you can see the bowl quite nicely. Almost there. Sometimes I start from the front and work my way back, and sometimes I work from the back and work my way front. It's sort of one of those do it as you go and figure it out. Okay, now to blow out just the tip here, get it thin, and there we go. What I did was a major blowout, like you would blow out for a bubble gum bubble, and it made the deal, made the hole that I needed for the pipe. Now a little bit of tweezing. There we go. And I'm going to flare that a little bit side to side, just like a regular tobacco pipe but mouth bite. Now we're going to add the tail to the sides of that. So it sort of gives you a mustache as you're smoking away. And we're going to warm it all out again. Glad to know that somebody's watching me right straight to the end. But again, with only 23 or 24 subscribers at this point, I can't complain. Even getting one person in here would be great. Plan on doing another video or two the next day or two with my other YouTube channel, and I'm going to probably do one or two on this channel too, because I'm getting back in the mood again. It's hot, but I'm doing it anyway. So sue me, right? And I got to make up for money that I didn't make by going to Virginia. Having to spend all that money on my car did not help. Okay. Now to warm it out for a while. Get it nice and even. Warm it all the way out. Easy. Uh-huh. Looked like it made another crack. About completely collapsed apart there a second. And I do take it from the very beginning to the very end. I'm not finished with it yet, I guess. Well, it's not finished with me. I know what the problem is. I did not blow this tubing and stretch it like I usually do. I just started and did it instead of starting and doing it right. Sometimes you make up for your mistakes. I'm not trying to do anything off camera that you can't see. Sorry about that. Bad habit of looking closer at it, that's all. I can't believe I did this again, but okay. It has some internal lines in it. You know what? I might need to not start over. Put another blow hose on it for a little bit. It's kind of hard with all the air that's flowing through it. So we're going to have to just sort of leave it as is, I guess. Stretch it a little more. That's what I usually do. I didn't. Left a lot of stress in the tubing. It's looking good otherwise. And everybody's laughing at me, I know. And doing it on live YouTube, right? Cool. Well, with only one person watching. 3 people now. 2 people, actually. Hey, Mike. Yeah, it's looking good, but it's had some problems. I didn't do the tubing just right, and it stressed out and cracked on me. But like you said last night, it's not what you throw away, it's what you can save that matters. I was watching. I didn't say anything, but I was watching last night. Curse of the demo. Yeah, sometimes it can be. But you know what? I think that shows people that we're not, superhuman perfect guys. We still make mistakes too. And again, like you said last night, it's correcting the mistakes and making it better is the fun part. Now I think it's about done. This thing will definitely have a purpose in life. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, right? Yeah, I understand that. On the episodes that you're doing it live, you can't go back and listen to it later. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Okay, now I'm going to heat up at the tip here. Tap, fire polish. Sometimes the good things work for you. And now I'm going to warm it out for a little while longer, especially with the problems that it's had. No, I'm going to leave them. In some cases, again, that shows, but I show technique every time I do something. And even though it may not turn out perfect, I leave all my episodes. And sometimes I break it up and also go from where I said, nope, I'm going to show you till the finish. And I do. I start and do it right down to even though I have to start over sometimes. Just the way I am. Yeah, you should watch the episode I did today for my other channel, Lou Libby. I did you can see it right there, a carousel with 4 horses. Also, I'm going to be working on this a little later on. This is one of my dragon pipes. Um, carb is right here. You kiss his mouth. But the way I travel, sometimes I knock things around and the wings fell off. So I'm going to have to heat up and add some more wings and bring it back down again. And I'm the person to be able to do that straight from the bench. Maybe the next episode of Piping Hot Art Glass. Yep. Yep. Anyway, any suggestions? Small format dragon. Yeah. Actually, I did a dragon. That was the last one, and if you look at the picture of it, it was on the cover. It showed. Oh, what am I saying? Uh, the cover picture. I had a flame coming out of his mouth through it, going through the whole body. It was pretty cool. Yeah, watch the video on that. I have revamped it slightly, and I haven't mentioned it yet in my Melting Memories page, but I made the stems of this a little longer and revamped the horse head into a unicorn head. But other than that, it's the same carousel, and it spins like a charm. Can't beat that. Anyway, that's on the Lou Libby channel, and I will put reference down below the thing um, for that. Uh, let's go ahead and change camera angles so you can see my ugly mug. There we are. Hey guys. Hello. Yeah, I got my Aloha shirt on. It's a little warm around here, so why not, right? Um, with that, I feel like I've come to a conclusion here. And if you have suggestions on what type of pipes, animal pipes that you'd like to see done later on, pigs, I haven't done a pig yet. I've done an elephant, I believe. Maybe not on this channel, but I got an elephant. Also, pig, uh, come up with something and I'll see what I can do for you. And yeah, I hear you, Mike. I can hear you. You don't even have to type it. I know what you want me to make, but that's beside the point. Never mind. Again, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for the evening. And I'll probably do another YouTube video, maybe even another pipe a little later on. But at this point, I'm going to call it. And as always, carpe vitro. And enjoy your day. And again, things to look forward to. Even that is hollow, and I could make a pipe out of that. I might just do that. Wow. Nice ideas. Um, hedgehog. I hadn't thought of that. That might be an idea. I'll try to think about that. It'll have a few points to it. I'll have to spike it around. Of course, you'd have to smoke out of his belly and have to kiss his nose. That'd be really cool to make. I'm going to have to work on that. It's not going to come overnight. Have a good one. And as always, like I say, enjoy your day.